After over 20 years of having houseplants and dealing with those annoying fungus gnats, I have found the perfect solution for getting rid of them. I'm Alicia, and this is Thriving Plants. Now, what I have found is to use a biofungicide, and it does two things to get rid of the gnats. One thing is that it contains something called BTI, and that is poisonous to the gnat larva. When they consume it, they won't survive it. And the other thing it does is it inhibits the growth of the fungi that the larvae are feeding on. And then eventually that causes them to starve. What you need to do with this is you're going to water your soil thoroughly every time it needs to be watered. And this one is a concentrate that Bonide makes, and I love their products and I've been using them a long time. And this is a much more cost-efficient way to treat for fungus gnats because I think this was about $10 and it creates up to 96 gallons of this. Another thing that this does is it is absorbed by the plant, and it does something that is called induced systemic resistance. And what that means is that any resistance that your plant naturally has to fungi and pests is increased by using this. And it is a really great thing to use in your garden. And I think it works the best for controlling those types of things. And like I said, much more cost efficient. Something you are going to have to do as the gnats start to become under control is to use some sticky traps. And there are a couple different kinds. These little ones are great for putting in small pots. You're just going to peel them off and the adult gnats are going to get stuck to them. And then there are these larger ones, which you can cut into sections. And I put them on popsicle sticks and then I just stick them into the pot. And these are more cost efficient when you're dealing with much larger pots. And then something else that I do is I use neem oil to spray the top of my soil every few days, and that helps to control any emerging gnats so that they don't survive to be able to create more larvae, because fungus gnats lay an average of 200 to 300 eggs, and that is what makes them so hard to control. And I'm going to show you some of my houseplants so that you can get an idea of how many I have and how well this really does work, because I had a pretty bad infestation because I brought a plant home and I did not do what I typically do to prevent them in the first place. And in the end, prevention is still the best way to stop fungus gnat infection. So this is my spider plant. I have some grape ivy, this rubber tree here. This is an alocasia. I have a monstera. And this is actually a clementine orange tree. And that is a pink lemonade tree. And this one's missing a lot of leaves because it's still acclimating to the inside. And another great thing about biofungicides is because it's organic, you don't have to worry about, when this plant does absorb it, not being able to eat the fruit that this produces. So that's another great benefit. And then this back here is just a snake plant. And this one is a big red bird that gets a really pretty lily-like flower that comes out of the base of it. This is a very unique plant. It's called a Swiss cheese plant. It's a pretty neat little plant and it vines. So it's one of my favorites. And this is called a lipstick plant. And it actually has green blooms that it produces. It's pretty cool. Typically, lipstick plants produce red flowers, but this one's a little bit more unique. This one here is called a pink splash plant, and it's pretty neat because it actually has these little pink colorations on the leaves. So I do like to collect the more unique plants. And of course, this is just the regular spider plant. And then I have a horseleaf philodendron, which is in desperate need of a new pot. It's trying to climb my ceiling. And this is called a goldfish plant. It produces these little flowers that kind of resemble a goldfish, and that's where the name came from. And this one is actually a combination of cuttings from this one and then the other lipstick plant that I showed you. And here I have just another one of my sick plants, and of course, since I love plants, a aquarium full of them, which I have 2 more aquariums full of plants, a 65-gallon and a 55-gallon. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of those house plants. I used to have so many more, and I am slowly collecting again because I moved from another state about a year ago, and I do plan to fill my entire house with plants again. And it typically looks like a jungle in here. Thankfully, my husband is very supportive of that. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the like button because I am a small channel. I'm really trying to grow, and I do appreciate your support. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.